Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. Had a great day today. Hung out with Sasquatch and C103. And that was lovely. I know, I don't have my tripod set up. And they came bearing gifts. That was awesome. And my wife showed up in the middle of the day. We were drinking coffee and just talking. And I'm squinting because my wife has our light shining at us so you can see me. She showed up unexpectedly with what did you make? Rice noodles?
Yeah, I made like Oriental noodles.
Oriental is a politically incorrect word now.
Asian flavored noodles.
So she showed up with a big pot of Asian flavored noodles, and Brother Cody was here, and so we all ate together. And then we continued our conversation talking about, you know, solving all the world's problems. And Sasquatch and C103 departed. I know where they're going, but I don't know if they want you to know where they're going, so. But you'll probably see them again soon. And anyway, I'm going to tell you about my dinner. But first, I'm going to tell you a story. I had a brigade commander one time when I was in the infantry. And in the infantry, in an infantry brigade, which is, I don't know, 1,500 men, maybe? I'm guessing, but it's somewhere around there. In an infantry brigade, not everybody is an infantryman. There are clerks and legal people and supply sergeants and communications people and medical people. And we had cooks at that time. Army cooks. And out of all the people, the Army cooks were the least military disciplined, the least straight leg Army. And they were looked down upon, to a large degree, by the infantrymen, the grunts. Those of us who carried rucksacks and rifles and, you know, lived in the mud. And I had a brigade commander talking one time, and he said the cooks had the hardest job in the brigade. Now, he was telling this to me, who would go out in the woods for, you know, weeks at a time, live out of a rucksack in just the jungle. And I was skeptical, to say the least, but I'm a second lieutenant, and he's a full bird colonel, so. And then he explained why. He said, you know, you, lieutenant, are evaluated a handful of times a year. We had annual tests that we would take. We had big exercises where you're looked at pretty hard. But other than that, you're not really evaluated all that much. But a cook is an unsung hero whose work is not appreciated. You know, the guys who cooked breakfast, so breakfast was ready at 6 o'clock a.m. They got up probably 3:30, were in the kitchen by 4:15, and working their hiney off, preparing food, and they are constantly critiqued. They are constantly assessed. They are given constant feedback by the grunts who are coming through then, because I don't know if they even have cooks in the Army anymore, but the grunts who are coming through the chow line, you know, the eggs are too watery, the eggs are cooked too much, yada, yada, yada. They're assessed every day. Nobody appreciates them, and then when you're done eating, they've got to clean up and get ready for the next meal. It's hard to be a cook. My wife, Sister Kate, is an excellent cook. I used to think that my mother was the best cook in the world. God bless her soul. My mother was an awful cook. She was just awful. But it's all I knew. And so it was great. And then, you know, I met my girlfriend who became my wife, and she's an awesome cook. And we've been living in this house, what, 3 years?
2, almost 3.
2, almost 3. And she cooks. The dogs are barking at the deer in the backyard. She cooks mostly on a 2-burner Coleman stove. Revolting man. Got 2 burners and a stove. Thank you, brother. She cooks mostly on a 2-burner Coleman stove. Sometimes in a sun oven. Sometimes over the fire. Sometimes on the wood stove back there. She makes excellent food. And tonight she made something she's never made before, which is cod and salad. Right? Sounds boring, right? Cod and salad. I was actually watching a documentary on cod before I started filming this. Can you come sit here and just tell the peeps about this food? I told her it was A+.
It was cod fillet. Cooked. Look at me. I look like an old English monk.
You are. We're eating cod here in our little cod shack.
Cod fillet sauteed in white wine with Montreal steak sauce on it. Not sauce, we call it spices. And then
You talk, I'll talk to them.
as a topping, I made pineapple with garlic that I sauteed in butter, and then mint. And that was what we put on top of the cod.
And then we had salad made out of what?
Salad was artisan lettuce, broccoli, carrot, cauliflower, cut sweet peas in the pod, and I think that might have been it.
Boring.
Yeah, just yawn.
It was so good. And so, thank you, sweetie. And so I was telling her how much I loved it. You know, I was a bit skeptical when I said, what are we going to put on this fish? And she goes, the pineapple. Whatever. Oh, my gosh, it was so good. I gave her an A+ feedback. And then Sister Kate mentioned, okay, you must come back.
Oh my gosh. All right, Pastor, I'm coming.
Come on, where are you going?
Gotta blow my nose.
Hold on, you got to hear this. Let's talk about breakfast the other day.
What's
Now,
awful?
normally, I love my breakfast. It's awesome. But what did you make us?
I made us French toast from homemade bread. Some of it was cinnamon
How did you
raisin.
make this homemade bread?
Oh, this was in a bread machine when we were up at our other house.
Okay, so we made bread machine bread, brought it down here.
Now I do tweak the cinnamon raisin recipe because it doesn't have enough raisins or cinnamon in it. So I have a little note on the recipe. Add more.
So, sounded good. Homemade bread, French toast,
Right,
yum.
made French toast, fresh eggs, and homemade maple syrup with agave nectar and what was the other thing I used to sweeten it? Agave nectar and like a tablespoon of brown sugar.
Okay. And so we had French toast and what else?
Homemade syrup and
And?
eggs, fried eggs.
And how was it?
Awful. It was terrible.
Oh my God! That was the day you got up before me.
Yeah, probably. The syrup was runny.
And so a little bit oversharing, but you know, our house isn't done yet, right? So we are living in what's going to be our living room, bedroom, dining room. It's all one room. And so I was laying in bed later than you, which is rare. And she got up and was cooking and banging around. And I wake up and I'm like, and she's like, I have hot water for your coffee and I've made breakfast. Awesome. What did you make? French toast and eggs. I'm on it. Oh my God.
French toast is cold. Syrup was watery. The eggs were okay.
Syrup didn't even taste like syrup.
Nope,
It
not near enough
tasted. It didn't
maple
taste anything
flavoring.
like maple, and it was
Yep.
like. It was almost. I was thinking like this is like egg juice.
Yeah,
something.
it was just really watery. It was terrible.
Oh, the whole meal was disgusting. What did I say?
Nothing. Didn't complain a bit. Just sat and ate it.
So I did eat it because it's what was for breakfast. Okay, so thank you. So here's the deal. Based on what that brigade commander told me, I thought this. My wife, Sister Kate, tries different things at different times. And 85-90% of the time, what she tries new is excellent. Like tonight's cod and pineapple. Delicious. Oh my gosh. I can still taste it. It's making my mouth water talking about it, and I'm full. But you know what? When you're pushing the envelope, every now and then you're going to miss one. When Task Force 160 started out flying under night vision goggles, they crashed a lot of helicopters. hey, when you're pushing the envelope, if you're not failing every now and then, you're not pushing hard enough. And so that's why I said nothing. I just ate my breakfast and shut up. And it wasn't until tonight that she said that breakfast the other day was awful. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Pretty terrible. But it sustained life. There you go. Push the envelope. This applies to more than food. If you do not occasionally fail, you're not pushing hard enough. If failure becomes a habit, you need to stop, take a knee, drink some water, and think about what's going on. All right. I hope that was useful. I'll see you out there.